Welcome, absolutely everyone, to Broke and Gaming. I'm your co-host, Shea.
I'm your other co-host, Dan, and hey, Shea, what have you been playing recently?
Well, Dan, during the fall sale over on PlayStation, I just harvested like 8 games that looked interesting that were all under $6. And so I've been playing a couple of them. The first one that I want to talk about is a game called Area, which is spelled Aerea, a palindrome. It is a party-based RPG where you play as characters who use musical instruments as weapons.
Okay, I'm into that.
I mentioned it first because they really leaned hard into that and not into gameplay.
Oh, well, that's a bummer.
Yeah, like it's fine, you know, but it's like a game that you would play with your kid to teach them about music, I guess, rather than something that like I don't know. I wouldn't play it with my friends. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little too cutesy and like very, very basic. Enemies are not very hard. Exploration is extremely limited. So, I mean, it's a fun concept, and they put a lot into the design, which looks nice. It's just, I don't know. I don't think it's for me. So I played that for a hot minute. I played a game called Edge of Eternity. And Dan, I want you to guess what that game is.
A Tom Cruise vehicle.
Yep, that's it. Yep. Edge of Eternity, Tom Cruise, the video game.
The sequel to Edge of Tomorrow.
Right, yeah. Yeah, after everybody knows that after tomorrow comes eternity. Mm-hmm. No, it's a fucking anime-ass game.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously. This guy and his sister are trying to... After he deserts from the army, he and his sister are trying to find a cure for this plague that has struck humanity so that they can cure their mother who has caught this plague. I played the intro mission to that and watched all of my squad mates get murdered on the way up a mountain. So I haven't picked that one back up for a minute while I emotionally recover from people I didn't know. But I will get back into that one.
Okay.
It's an open world RPG with
Tom Cruise.
Turn-based, right, Tom Cruise-based combat.
Yes.
I don't really care most of the time about like character death in video games because it's a video game and not real life.
Was it just the way it was depicted? Like, was it just extra real and brutal, or
I mean, it was first off, it was extra brutal. It was also like unnecessary, you know?
I mean, if it wasn't characters you were going to do anything with, like if it was literally at that point just like cannon fodder to set a tone, yeah, it's not great.
I shouldn't say it's unnecessary because it kind of like hammers home that this guy needs to or wants to desert from the army.
Sure.
At the same time, like it's very clear that he was going to do this no matter what. Like even if his squad mates had survived, he was going to be like, "Oh, my mom's sick, time to go," and it would have happened anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah, it may have been an honorable discharge as opposed to going AWOL.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Another game that I picked up was a game called Rebel Cops, which is apparently a spin-off from This Is the Police. Have you heard of that?
I have heard of
game
This
series?
Is the Police, yeah.
Yeah. So when we covered, you remember when we covered American Fugitive?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like very similar to that game, which I'm thinking now might be the same series, or at least set in the same universe or made by the same company.
Okay.
Because they're like almost 1-to-1 the same game. You take over a group of police who are former police who are fighting the control of local mob lords in a town that I believe is in like Iowa or something like that.
Iowa?
Yeah, you know, Mob Central.
Yeah.
So
those corn mobs. They're still running moonshine.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I think that's the
is that
the
true?
chief concern.
Fuck yeah. Nailed it.
Oh, shit.
I hope that's
yes.
actually true.
I don't know. I didn't play a whole lot of it just because there's a couple of games that I'm going to talk about a little bit more. But I spent a lot of time playing Solasta, Crown of the Magisters, with friend of the show, Aaron. We started a multiplayer campaign, and it's extremely helpful to have him playing with me because he's always like, hey, remember to like not just run into this area that's clearly a boss fight.
Yeah.
So on my own, I made it to the same spot that he and I made it to in about 3 hours. It took me about 8.5, I think. So
Christ. That's amazing.
So he's got me caught up and playing to my strengths, and also like knows what party composition should be. So my dumbass isn't fighting with a rogue that gets extremely close very quickly because he's sneaky, a fighter who's about 1.5 miles back, and 2 magic users who are absolutely useless. So.
Man, it almost feels like Aaron would be really well suited for that side project we got going on.
Yep. The other thing I put a lot of time into is Divinity Original Sin 2, which is a game from Larian Studios, the makers of international sensation Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah. Speaking of games that are one-for-one replicas of other games, Divinity Original Sin 2 is basically... And I've only played about 3 hours of it, so I'm still like combing through the opening area. But Divinity Original Sin 2 opens almost exactly the same as Baldur's Gate 3. You get into a shipwreck and have to find your way off of this island.
Okay.
So, very similar to Baldur's Gate 3 so far. My big purchase, though, this was a Black Friday deal, and I haven't played it yet for reasons that are unknown even to me, but I did buy Dragon's Dogma 2.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to sinking my teeth into that in the near future, and I will have an update for you soon, I think. Probably next episode, I think I should have some time logged. A couple other games I've been playing that I played before. Outer Worlds, I've kind of...
Always and forever.
I really like that game. I just kind of started in on the DLC for it. So I'm solving a murder mystery right now of a TV star. That's been a fun post-game adventure. And then Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning.
Oh, we picked that back up.
Yeah. I bought the whole thing. We used to be coasting on PlayStation Plus for that one, but I bought the full game. I think I bought the premium edition for that. So
Well,
I like that game as well. Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Should have done better than what it did.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't looked into that studio at all, so like I don't know if they've made anything else or if they shuttered their doors.
Oh,
after
that was
the failure of this game.
I think when we talked about it previously, like it was it's like marred in controversy. Wasn't that the whole Kurt Schilling thing?
Kurt Schilling? What?
Yeah. Hold on.
What does Kurt Schilling have to do with this game?
I don't think I'm going crazy.
That's 75% off on Steam right now, so...
Yeah, so the developer was 38 Studios, which was Kurt Schilling's company.
No,
and there's...
Stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And there's like a whole thing about how like a city owns the rights to this video game because that's how he paid them or something like that.
A city?
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to refresh my memory.
Be real.
Yeah.
Did Kurt Schilling's company close?
Yeah, like immediately.
Okay. All right, gotcha.
Yeah, I remember some kind of something where like all the assets went to Rhode Island.
Like just the state?
Yes. It's something like that, I swear to you. Yeah. Okay. Following 38 Studios bankruptcy, the Rhode Island government took over the company's assets. The assets were put up for auction, originally planned for November 2013. The Ameler project properties did not sell. The auction raised 300. For about 5 years. The state of Rhode Island owned Kingdoms of Ameler as a project, and then it was acquired by THQ Nordic.
Love that.
Yeah. It's the best. I'm so happy I didn't make that up.
Oh, that's so good. All right, Dan. let's move on from this batshit story. What have you been playing?
Oh my goodness, Shea. Nothing but Yakuza games. So, as we mentioned on our social media accounts, we had a cheap code go out for the entirety of the Yakuza series, seemingly. A bunch of the older titles were like $5 a piece on the PlayStation Store, and I believe on Steam as well. Possibly Xbox. I don't know. But I bought the whole series. The most I paid for anything was the most recent game, Infinite Wealth, which was like still only $30. So I think that it's all I'm playing for the foreseeable future. Because you played Like a Dragon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would say that I played the most of Like a Dragon. I played a couple other titles, but...
Did you complete
most
Like a Dragon?
No, dog, are you kidding me? I watched 4 hours of movies in cutscenes.
I
was like, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure you did. Because that is rampant, even in the older titles.
Yes.
Well, okay. So let me do this the way that I did it in life. So before I played Infinite Wealth, I wanted to do what is this, ostensibly like the 7.5 for the series, which was The Man Who Erased His Name, which is all about what Kiryu did before and during the events of Like a Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And Shea, would you believe he became like a secret agent? Because that's what happened. So he's...
Why wouldn't it be?
So cute.
You know?
So,
why not?
Series pro tag of, at that point, 7 games. Just out of nowhere, after faking his own death, spoilers, became a fucking man in black, essentially. Just doing contract work for governments, and he's got a Spider-Man ass fucking wrist shooter dealy. He's got rocket shoes. I don't know why this happened, but it did. So they went back to the original type of gameplay where it's just run 'em around, random situations, beat 'em up, keep going. And like ridiculously high stakes where a bunch of people are being threatened to be killed and so on, so on.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, all right, hey, so all that stuff that is going on in Ijin Show right now, where they're like going to disband the major Yakuza clans and stuff like that, you need to go there right now because they need you to protect them. You're supposed to be dead. We know that. And everybody who's there is going to recognize you. And it's fine. We know that. But we've decided you need to go do this. And he does. And that's when he crossed paths with Ichiban.
Of course.
And I'm just like, okay, cool. I guess. That's fine.
Why not? Who cares?
It's still great. I'm loving this. I get to pal around with Majima for a bit. I like it. Then it just ends with them going, hey, you did a really good job. How about you take a 3-year vacation?
I need my boss to listen to this podcast.
Yeah, every person listening. Just be like, hey, so this podcast said that people get 3-year vacations sometimes for a job well done.
Exactly. If they do a good job, you give them 3 years off.
Yep. So he fucks off to Hawaii for a while.
Where he becomes a pirate.
No.
I'm assuming.
That's Majima. That's in the next one. Don't worry about that. So,
okay.
So in Like a Dragon, so I beat that. I did all that. Minigames aplenty. A lot of them were callbacks to minigames that you played in previous installments. there's not a lot of new stuff here, and that's
Yeah.
fine. There is a whole ass arena, which is, as far as I'm aware, new. I don't think I've ever done like an arena thing where you like actually like put a little team together. It's almost certainly built off of the engines used in Like a Dragon for the RPG stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And probably something to test for what's coming next, if I'm correct. But we'll get to that at a later date. So, then I played Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which is sort of kind of number 8 in the series. It's all getting confusing, because now I think they're just going with Like a Dragon, whatever the thing is. Which is fine. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
So in Infinite Wealth, we're back to the RPG stuff that you do in Like a Dragon, aka Yakuza 7, whatever. But like, it's in a post-COVID world, and they talk about it.
Ugh, man.
Yeah, they're like everybody, like, so all the Yakuza clans have disbanded, which means there's like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people just out of work because that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
So, do you remember in Like a Dragon how you switched like your jobs in the RPG system?
I'll be honest with you, Dan, I don't think I even played it long enough to get to switching jobs.
Really? You never became a chef? Okay. Well, you would go to, like, literally, like an employment center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. To go become a breakdancer, or... Because that was one of the jobs you could have in the first game. So, Ichiban, in the time between 7 and 8, has gone to work for this employment agency, helping former Yakuza people try to reintegrate into regular life. So that's really cool. That's a nice way to start things off. And then a VTuber, which we all know what a VTuber is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this anonymous VTuber puts out an expose about how Ichiban is now still working with the Yakuza under the guise of a employment agency employee, and
right.
It's all one big conspiracy, and he has to also fuck off to Hawaii for reasons.
Because that's where we're putting the ninth game. That's why.
Yeah. Well, most of this game takes place in Hawaii.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you're just in Honolulu, but it's like a fake city within Honolulu, in the same way that, like, the games that take place in Japan are, like, in fake cities that happen to be in Osaka kind of thing. Same idea.
Gotcha.
You get a whole new party. You now have Kiryu with you, and they do this weird hybrid of the battle systems. Like, it's the turn-based RPG from 7, but you can change battle stances for Kiryu, which affect how his turns go. And then, like, he has essentially a limit break where he just starts wailing on motherfuckers, and it's amazing. And yeah.
Just real quick for I guess clarity, but it doesn't make any sense. Since Like a Dragon, the name of the franchise is officially
Like a Dragon.
Like a Dragon now, yeah.
Yeah. So, I think I'd made this comparison before.
Fucking wild.
So, it's the Resident Evil thing, where in Japan, it's always been Biohazard.
Right.
And then for the literal 7th game in the series, they were like, oh, it's called Resident Evil Biohazard. Yeah. They just didn't keep it going.
Except I hope in Japan, where it's called Biohazard 7 Resident Evil.
I really desperately want that to be the case, and also would kind of be fitting for what that game is. So, again, bunch of new minigames, a whole brand new slew of jobs that you can do. And so functionally, for those of you who don't know, Final Fantasy like had this job system where you could be like a white mage, a black mage, a fighter, a monk, whatever. In this, same idea, and you can like learn different attacks and things like that. It's just because it's rooted in the sort of real world.
Quote unquote real world.
In this one, you're like a surfer or a like old-timey Western gunslinger or a linebacker. And just out of nowhere, you're just fighting on the street, and then because most of this takes place in Ichiban's mind.
The white-hot Japanese sport of American football.
I know. And it's in Hawaii, which is where the Pro Bowl sometimes happens. I guess is why that it was a thing.
Oh my god, okay.
That's the best I could come up with. And also, if anything that I just said is true, I will be just as surprised as anyone.
Hey, bud. Well done. For a while, it was in Honolulu.
Fuck yeah, I did it. All right.
Yeah.
Great.
30 years they had the Pro Bowl in Honolulu.
All right, we can pat each other on the back then, because that was...
a team effort.
Honestly, I did not even think of that connection until I was sitting here on this microphone with you. Otherwise, it was just completely like, okay, football's a thing in this one. Fine, I guess that's cool. Didn't... Completely out of the blue did I pull that Pro Bowl thing.
Hey man, well done.
Thank you. I get one a year.
This is what happens when you're not allowed to talk about wrestling, is you know so many other things about other things.
I made you a promise, not for the rest of the year.
So this episode.
So anyway,
that's it.
No, all right. So again, stakes insanely high. This one has to do with nuclear waste and a multinational conspiracy.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome. Also a cult and a bunch of other things. And the VTuber plays a way more significant role than I would have thought they would have. But that's as spoiler free as I can make that. But I will say, just because it's weird in retrospect to have a character that like Kiryu, who's been like the series protagonist for well over it, like almost 20 years at this point from when the first game came out. So the way this game ends, and this is like not totally spoilers because they talk about it for a good 75% of the game, to the point where you're doing nostalgia missions where you're going from place to place that Kiryu used to hang out at, and he's like, man, I remember.
Wait, is this what?
Yep.
He's
got terminal cancer. Because part of his secret agenting, he was in like some sort of nuclear storage facility, and like a container broke open, and he like went to save somebody from a bunch of barrels falling on him, and he tore his suit, and now he has terminal cancer. So I
don't mean to laugh at that. That's
not
funny.
But
in the sense that cancer is not funny. But
for sure not.
It is a fucking wild turn to take in this series.
Such a swing. And this is a guy that faked his own death. Like, to be fair.
Right.
Whatever. But the last scene of this game, the post-credit scene of this game, Shea, is an emaciated, nearly bedridden Kiryu Kazama saying his own name to a doctor for the first time after living...
Erasing it.
Yes, literally. Like...
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, he got his name back. But also...
Bye-bye.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I have no idea what the future holds for the Dragon of Dojima. We shall see. But...
They're really leading into the Like a Dragon name, huh? No more Yakuza.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had been the Dragon of Dojima like the entire time, which is why the series was always called Like a Dragon, I think. He's got a big fuck off dragon tattoo on his back, like a true Yakuza. Oh, by the way, some of the side quest stuff that you do in this, full on Pokemon clone of the random weirdo type enemies that you fight. You can just capture, quote unquote, sort of, kinda, and then make them fight in an arena. 6-on-6 battles. They all have types. Like, it's real basic. It's like fire, grass, water, and then light and dark. That's it.
Nice.
But there's like 250 enemy types that you can capture.
Gotta catch them all.
There are gods. There are, like, it's, boy, oh boy. It's fully fleshed out. It's upsetting. That's just a thing they added for, like, no super good reason.
Sorry, just for clarity real quick, we're still talking about 8, right?
Yeah.
This is all one game.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep. Yes, that's true. Yes, it's all the same game.
I do just want to throw out there that the Tojo clan is based in the Kanto region of Japan.
That's correct.
So
Nailed
there
it.
You go.
Nailed it. All right.
It had to happen sometime, I think, is the conclusion I'm drawing.
So my Christmas gift to everybody, a holiday gift, whatever it is that you celebrate, is I'm not going to get too in the weeds about the one I'm playing currently.
Which one are you on right now, Dan?
So I restarted everything. I'm now going in chronological order. So I am playing, and not including Ishin, which is, late 1800s. But I'm now playing Yakuza 0, which is the prequel to the original game, in which you are like a 20-year-old Kiryu, and you also flip back and forth between him and Goro Majima, his, like, kind of the Joker to his Batman, as it were, for the majority of the series. And just, like, seeing what was going on with them 10 years before the series starts. And
just for fun?
Well, so at this time, Kiryu was only in the Yakuza for a couple years, kind of got framed for murder, and is more likely than not going to take the fall, because that's kind of how the series starts, is him coming out of jail. Majima, on the other hand, is currently excommunicated from the Yakuza clan that he was a part of for, like, a botched job and whatever, and now he's managing a cabaret in Sotenbori, but, like, trying to claw his way back into the Yakuza. And he's given a hit that he's supposed to perform, and it just happens to be on a mysterious blind girl. And then, it's fine. What I've spent most of my time doing so far is the real estate management minigame subplot, where I'm just going around and buying up all these properties. And Steven Spielberg is one of the people I can have to manage these properties, because as it takes place in 1989, I think, 1998, 1999, Steven Spielberg is just, like, there directing a music video for a fake Michael Jackson. So that's something. I don't know what it is, but it's something.
It sure is something.
These games are the best. What I'm trying to get at, Shay, is that these games are the fucking best.
Yeah.
I love them so much. And I think after I played this, once I finish this one, I think I'm going to finally watch the Amazon series, just because I can then immediately follow it up with the first game in the series and be like, this is so much better. Because I have to watch it. I'm such a fan of the series at this point that, like, I feel like I at least owe it to Sega and this studio to watch the series. Even if I hate it a little bit, I can at least say I hate it, so they can maybe do something better with it. But I'm fully in, Shay.
Yeah.
I only have minimum 6 more to go after this one. And these are all, like, over 100 hours a clip. Not just because of the cutscene thing, which, by the way, cannot skip cutscenes at all in Yakuza 0. That sucks even more because it's all in Japanese. It's all subtitles. I have to fully be paying attention to what the fuck's going on because so much of it is so dense and holy shit. So that's what I've been doing. Real quick side note about Infinite Wealth that I thought was interesting, and I figured you would find this interesting. Kind of the selling point was Ichiban, Kiryu, together, at last, doing the thing. Right?
Except one of them's dying.
Except one of them's dying, but like that doesn't really hold him back. It's not until like it's fine.
Yeah.
No. It's a bit of a carrot on a string because Ichiban spends the entire game in Hawaii, practically. Like a solid 95%.
Uh-huh.
At one point, Kiryu takes a turn and he has to go back to Japan. So you now have Adachi from the first game, the cop guy, or from the first game with Ichiban, and then two brand new characters. That's your party in Hawaii. Then they send over a guy that I don't know that you ended up hanging out with, but he's like a Korean hitman. He's cool as hell. He looks like a K-pop star. It's great. Then back in Japan, it's Kiryu and everyone else that was in your party from Like a Dragon. And you operate as two separate parties for the remainder of the fucking game.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, minimum 60% at that point.
Yeah.
You just don't hang out anymore. And it's just Kiryu with your gang, and then you and Adachi with two new randos. Yep. Real weird.
Love it.
It's really weird.
I love it.
Because, like, it also affects, like, the team-up attacks that you were doing and everything. Like, it's all crazy. Like, we kind of didn't get a real resolution between Ichiban and Kiryu, which I think we'll get eventually. But I don't know, with the next game being this Pirates one, with the enemy being from an industry I promised I wouldn't talk about anymore this year. I don't know what we're doing with Ichiban. I don't know. Again, you're right. They're doing like a Dragon is now the series. So I don't know if this next one is 9 or if it's like 8.5 in regular normal video game or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a Dynasty Warriors type battle system, and I don't know what I feel about that yet. Like, if you go look at the trailer, that's what it looks like they're doing.
Okay, so Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is a spin-off title starring Goro Majima. So it is not a mainline game.
Okay, so they're classifying it as a spin-off.
Yep.
Okay, do they say the battle system is one versus many?
Oh boy. You ready?
Yes, please.
Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii takes place after the events of Infinite Wealth and features an amnesiac... I don't know that that's the word. Majima taking on the role of a pirate captain as he pursues a hidden treasure while battling local Hawaiian pirates and ex-Yakuza members.
Why does he have amnesia? Why
not?
Nothing happened in Infinite... He's in it. He's in Infinite Wealth, but there's nothing that would have... Okay. I swear to God, if this is that type of thing, like in the Flintstones, where he'd get bonked on the head and all of a sudden he's a different person for a while... I think I'll love this series more.
Yeah. Similar to older Like a Dragon titles, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii utilizes a beat-em-up combat system. Majima has access to 2 fighting styles. Mad Dog and Sea Dog is what those are called.
Yeah.
A new addition to the combat system is the ability to jump and perform mid-air combos. So it doesn't say anything about Dynasty-esque combat.
Okay. I need you to go to the Steam store.
Oh boy.
And look at the trailer and tell me it doesn't look like it's supposed to be Dynasty Warriors.
You want to lie? It's
at
just
home.
Going to take so long.
Pull over your car.
Yeah.
Go to the Steam store. Look up Like a Dragon, Yakuza Pirates in Hawaii, and tell me that doesn't look like Dynasty Warriors. And if you're not familiar with Dynasty Warriors, keep your car in park. Go Google Dynasty Warriors gameplay.
All right, I'm watching it now.
Okay.
I mean, the man has an eye patch. He was almost begging. It was almost begging.
This is what the series was leading to the entire time.
Exactly. He looks really happy as a pirate.
He does. You know
what? I'm back in.
Majima deserves a little happiness.
Right.
It's also Matt Mercer, and I'm stoked about that.
Is it?
Yeah, man.
Man, that guy's getting some work.
He's out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's definitely fucking Dynasty Warriors.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that's like a mini game or like one battle or something like that. But the combat that I just saw looks
there's
like
100 fucking enemies on screen, and that was never a thing.
Yeah.
And then some big fucking thing goes through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got those. What is that weapon in Kingdoms of Amalur?
The polearm type thing.
Really, no. The ones the spinny ones that you throw.
Chakram.
Yeah. That's what he throws.
Like Xena Warrior Princess.
Yeah, that's Dynasty Warrior shit for sure.
Okay, cool. I'm not. That's twice we've confirmed I'm not going crazy, and both were linked to Kingdoms of Amalur. Oddly. All right, great.
Yeah,
I think that's a holiday miracle, and I think that's probably where we should end things. Any updates on the sub podcast?
Not yet. I think no news is
in this case not
news.
Bad news. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
We're still Todd Howering the hell out of this.
Yeah. It's coming when it's coming, and we'd like for that to be early next year. This is not anybody's first job, so it's got to take a backseat to real life.
Yep.
That goes for editing, goes for playing, goes for everything. So we're shooting for early next year, with the caveat or later.
Yes, I can say that my character and another character have already had like a big emotional breakthrough. Like I honestly, I didn't say this at the time when we recorded it, but like I honestly did get like really choked up with what happened in a specific episode that you guys will hear probably 6 months from now, because it's pretty deep into the gameplay. Yeah. But man, I'm really happy with how some of this stuff is fleshing out.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Yeah.
So we're very excited to get that to you, but it will get here when it gets here.
Yep. But that will just about wrap it up for us today. As always, you can follow us on social media at BNGPod on Instagram, where we post. Actually, really genuinely did post this past time around. Custom artwork for episodes. And you can also follow us on Facebook at Broke End Gaming. We post those same pieces of artwork as well as cheap codes, which are sales that you should be aware of.
If you'd like to share the show, you can do so with our hosting site, which is anchor.fm/BNGpod. If you would like to follow us on Twitch, where I think we have maybe run out of VODs from past streams.
Yeah.
That's twitch.tv/BNGpodcast. However, if you'd like to watch all of the streams that I've done since last summer, you can do that over on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/@BrokeEndGamingPodcast. And that channel also has every episode that we release from the podcast.
And if you'd like to email us for any reason, you can do so at brokeendgamingpod@gmail.com. Hey, Shea, I just realized that I'm sick for 2 episodes in a row.
Yeah. That's not great.
No, I was like perpetually sick for the last month. It's almost like some kind of stressful event happened within the past, like, say, 45 days that just really threw me off. I can't put my finger on it, though. I don't know. Yeah. We'll figure it out. But everybody...
Probably capitalism.
Yeah. Well, late stage capitalism is always a factor. Just generally. No, I think like a big thing that the whole globe was aware of, and I don't know, maybe it's just gut feeling.
Bigger than late stage capitalism, I think. Yeah,
but definitely like the result of, for sure. But anyway, everybody enjoy your holidays. Next year is going to be a stressful year for a lot of us. The next 4 potentially, but for sure the next year. Just do your best to be good to each other is all I can wish for 2025. And we will see you then. But until then, goodbye absolutely everyone.
Bye!